Awesome. So welcome everyone. We're super excited to have our first CougarCon. I am a newbie at all of this, so there's very few things that I know, but I have watched Sailor Moon, which we've mentioned. I do like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everyone hated the live action, but I kind of enjoyed it. I know that puts me in a shame category, but I'll embrace that. But I welcome all of you. I thank you so much for being willing to volunteer. We are just ecstatic to get this rolling. We already have over 100 people who are pre-registered, so we know it's going to be just a fantastic time. We think we're going to get a lot of day of things too. So the whole point of this is just so you have kind of a general idea of what you're going to be doing as a volunteer. Obviously, there's going to be day of questions and it'll be a little crazy, so we're ready for that. But I wanted to kick it over to my colleague Sarah first to just give a rundown of the day. And then we're going to talk about specific volunteer positions that you'll have. So I will spotlight Sarah real quick before she starts talking. Where'd she go? Here we go. All right, Sarah, if you want to kick it off.
Awesome. So I'm the program now, so please bear with me. First, I want to reiterate just you all for being here. You can't do this without having a good group of volunteers. So the fact that you guys are doing this is just amazing. I am incredibly personally grateful because I technically came up with the idea of CougarCon. So one of the things I really want to say before I kind of jump into just a very quick overview and on what's going on Friday and Saturday is that you guys, aside from the planning team, you guys are our eyes and ears. So if something's going wrong, if somebody's doing something, saying something, please say it to us and don't feel bad coming to us. And even if you think it might be nothing in the moment, please come to us and at least let us know so the planning team's aware of it and can keep those eyes out. We obviously want to have a good, safe con, good, fun, clean time. So if you see something, say something. Real quick, I'm going to share my screen. I hope. Oh, screen sharing is disabled. Never mind. Avery, is there a way we can screen share real quick?
Yes, let me see if I can give you access to screen share. You're definitely cutting out just a little bit, so make sure you're talking loud and clear.
Okay. Let me turn off my Microsoft Teams to see if it will help the resources. Close window.
All right, let's see if you're able
All
to.
right. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, so it's kind of sideways. Let me see if I can actually, let me do it 2 more times. I bet I can. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. So we've got the 3rd and 4th floor. We're mostly going to be all on the 4th floor. This is a preview, sneak preview of the program. Most things are going to be on the 4th floor. Over in this area are the elevators. That's where we're going to have people checking badges to make sure that they have a badge. Official merch right off to the left of the elevators, info table and raffle right off to the right. In this area over here, we got the big ballroom. It's one of the first things you see if you turn to the right. That's all of our big events. This section of the ballroom is going to be walled off. That's for the Robin demos and the K-pop workshop. Once you come over this, there's a lot of offices and other areas over here, some storerooms. We're not using that. Over here is going to be the volunteer area for you guys. It should be signposted, so it should be very obvious. You turn to the left, the volunteer sign, it should be there. We had just discussed that literally, I think, yesterday. We've got Quiet Lounge 424, just quiet, like whispering, minimal. We really want that to be a good relaxation room. Sometimes cons can be a sensory overload for some people, which is why we're doing that. That's also a good place for people to charge their phones. 410 and 418 are our panel rooms. We're going to have people kind of, if the lines get a little long, we're going to have some tape on the floor to kind of help corral people into those lines. So if you see people lining up and you happen to be over in that area, please encourage them to line up in those lines. And if they aren't, call one of us main staffers and we'll come in and make sure they do. Vendor artist alley in the middle of the gallery. Smash Brothers tournament 414. Free play room 412. Tabletop role playing room for 412. 412B for the free play, 412A for the tabletop role playing. Smash Brothers tournament, that room is just for people who want to play Smash Bros in the tournament. The free play room is if they want to play and they don't want to compete. It's just open gaming. Tabletop role-playing games, that is run by the TTRPG club. They're managing that. They've got their own system. You don't have to worry about them. Room 410 is our clubs and orgs, vendor overflow, and we do have a tarot reader coming for later in the evening on Saturday. That's their room. And then we have a little key, obviously, for all of the artists. Up on the third floor, it's mostly these 3 anime screening rooms, a cosplay prejudging room, and then the library has a craft room with little make it take it crafts, and there'll also be a photo booth in this little area right here, right by the elevators. So if people are looking for the anime screening rooms, you're going to direct them to the third floor. We want to direct them to the third floor because they're not supposed to bring meals up to the 4th floor. We're not going to probably stop them if they have a snack and they're eating something on the 4th floor, but we do have food trucks that are going to be outside on the outside of the building. I forget exactly where they are. I'm sure someone knows that. But we can't allow them to bring food from those food trucks up to the 4th floor. The conference center has been very clear with us on that. So if people are looking for a good place to eat and they're not sure where to go and they're kind of a little confused, feel free to send them to the anime screening rooms. Tell them that they're allowed to eat on the 3rd floor in those rooms. The library has their own little make it take it station, have these little craft shrinky dink something or other. They're managing that. That's going to be fine. And then the cosplay prejudging room is only open for that prejudging period. Once it's done, it's done. But if somebody's looking for asking where it is, that's the 3rd floor. And that's that. There's nothing on the 2nd floor. So we're not using the 2nd floor. There are like technically tables and stuff up on there. We're trying not to encourage people to use that, even though it would technically be an ideal space, because we have been told that that space is offline. There's some testing going on. So we're just trying. Technically, yes, they're allowed on the 2nd floor. We're not going to tell them that they can't be on the 2nd floor. But that's just something that we're trying not to necessarily encourage because of that. We don't want to incur the wrath of central scheduling. And there's no badge check on the 3rd floor. I just thought of that as well. Just the 4th floor. 3rd floor, if someone doesn't have a badge and they want to sit in the screening room, I'm not going to stop them. So that's pretty much everything I have. Again, if you see something, say something. We want this to be a good, clean, safe convention. And if anybody has any questions, I'm sure Avery can handle them, or you can also email the CougarCon email, cougarcon@cscc.edu. Put subject line volunteers in there so that way we know. Turn it back over to you, Avery.
All right, thank you very much. I know that it was a little bit choppy for some people, but hopefully you could get an idea of where the event is at. So it's going to be in our workforce development building. So if you're not a current student or don't really remember, I know we talked to some that haven't taken classes in a while, so we're super glad to have you. So it is 315 Cleveland Avenue. After this meeting tomorrow, I'm going to send an email, follow-up email that has a map where you can park, and all the information, the address and all of that. So don't stress about that. It is right next to our bookstore on our Columbus campus. So thank you, Sarah. Sarah, this is her brainchild, and she is staff at Columbus State and is on the CougarCon committee. Like I said, my name is Avery. I do student engagement actually at our regional campuses. So it's going to be, I'm at our Delaware campus and Dublin and Westerville. So I'm excited to get to do this event on our Columbus campus. And we have Susan Goschel, who's on the call as well, and a couple other people who will be kind of your point people. So you can email, we'll pop that email too in the chat. You can also, I'm going to give you my personal cell phone number just because I know there can be times where we're going to be running around and I want to make sure that you have access to someone quickly. So you'll have my phone number, you can call or text. Yes, and we do have a space for snacks. I know I asked some of you what your snacks are. We didn't get all of the requests, but we'll have some snacks on the 4th floor, a small room where you can pop in there if you need a break. Very important, if you are volunteering on Saturday and we want you to come on Friday, please come. You can check in. There's going to be a space specifically for volunteers to check in at the registration table. So you can get your badge and everything, even though you're not volunteering to the next day. And the same goes if you volunteer on Friday and you want to come back on Saturday, just hold on to your badge and you'll get to go for free on Saturday as well. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now, and hopefully everyone sees their name on this spreadsheet at some point. This is not the final yet. We're going to talk through each of the categories because there's people represented from all of them. So I want to make sure we touch on all of them, and then we'll have plenty of time for questions at the end. So I hope to be pretty much done by 4:30. And then if we have questions, we can hang out and talk about that as we go. So I'm going to share my screen really quick and let's do it. Okay, so if everyone could just take a quick look at the screen and kind of identify where your name is. I know some people may not have remembered what they signed up for initially. It'll mostly stay the same except for this floating category. So this floating category we'll talk a little bit about first. Basically, the floaters are going to be more than likely, at least one will be assigned a location, a 2-hour shift. Of course, if there is a no-show, then the floater will go into that no-show category. If all of the places are filled and we still have a floater, that person's going to go around and give bathroom breaks, take really good pictures, and just be that support person. So the floaters, if you're not assigned a space, and you, because I'll send out the final email tomorrow. So if you're not assigned a space as a floater, just come to the front desk or the 436 hangout room or the registration table or the 436, and we'll make sure that you know kind of what you're doing during that 2-hour shift. Everyone else, I'd really like you to just show up 5 to 10 minutes early at your station and kind of get prepped at the station. That would be the preferred method. If you are like, you hadn't checked it out and you don't know where you're going, then the registration table can help direct you. But I'd rather you kind of just show up to your location. So you're going to get a program. I know Sarah already kind of showed where most things are going to be at. So hopefully this can flow pretty nicely, but if not, anyone that has the CougarCon badge can help direct you, the ones that are on the staffing committee. Okay, so we will run through these first 3: registration, merch table, raffle / cosplay. Those all have money involved. There's going to be money exchanged. So these first 3 are really important. I know a lot of you on the call are in this list at some point. And so at registration, you are going to be checking in people who have pre-registered. So then you're just giving them their badge and you're giving them their pamphlet. And you're going to be directing other volunteers, panelists, and then there's going to be people who are registering day of. So that is where money is exchanged. We have iPads there where they can actually register on Eventbrite right there. Or we also are going to be taking cash. And so cash is definitely the preferred method for all of this, but that does bring a little bit of chaos at times too. So just be slow. There might be a lot of people, especially at the first couple of days at the beginning shifts. Take a deep breath. That's okay. They can be patient and wait as well. So that's what's going to be happening at the registration table. At the merch table, we actually have very limited merch on site. So what I would say, if somebody wants a button, a t-shirt, and a sticker pack, make sure you identify all of those items first, get them together, and then take the payment. I just don't want you to take the payment and be like, oh, actually, we're out of sticker packs, or oh, we're out of this. So that is where you're going to be also taking cash. If we run out of an item, they can purchase it online on the iPad again. The iPad will take you directly to the site. And so you're able to just direct them to the iPad. There's also QR codes. So if they want to use their own phone, they could do that as well. But yes, so that's if they only have a credit card, or if we run out of things, that is when they're going to be using the iPad. Also at the merch table, we are going to do snack packs for a Friday night for the movie. And so if they want to purchase a snack pack, they're going to do that at the merch table. And then you're going to give them a raffle ticket, and they turn that in at the movie snack pack table, just because we didn't want to do another place of exchanging money at the movie snack. So hopefully that makes sense so far. for raffle and cosplay, those are really two different things. I know we kind of group them together because you're going to be in the same space, but one person is going to be, I know Chrissy was on here, I saw, one person is going to be fully doing raffle and one is going to be doing cosplay signups. Obviously, if one person's free and can help the other person, that's great. We will have the prices for things on the table ready to go, but just so you know, it's going to be a deal if you buy more raffle tickets. And so we want people to put their name and their phone number on the raffle ticket. But say somebody buys 25 raffle tickets, that's a lot of times to be repeating that. So we have another sheet on there that is going to be able to put their name, phone number, and then the range of ticket numbers that they have. And then all they have to do is put their initials on the back of their raffle ticket, so that if we draw that raffle ticket has initials, we'll go back to this sheet and find the person. So just make sure that whatever station you're at, you try to familiarize yourself with what's happening, ask the volunteer before you, and then of course we'll be coming around to make sure you're feeling like prepped and aware and know what you're doing. But that is going to be the raffle section. The cosplay, pre-judging starts at 1 o'clock on Saturday. So really signing up for cosplay is going to be happening on Friday and the beginning of Saturday. And it's cosplay or a fashion show. So the biggest difference, cosplay is if it's a recognizable character. So this is going to be one of the more famous characters. That's when you go into cosplay. If you just have an awesome costume that you just want to show off, or a person wants to show off, then that would go more into the fashion show. So if people have like big doubts about that, I mean, they can decide. But if you're really not sure, then I would just go to the fashion show portion of it. But they will sign up again on the iPad. Then they're going to get a registration email. They're going to get an email that says all the information that they need, because the pre-judging starts at 1 o'clock on the 3rd floor, and then the actual event will start at 2 o'clock on the 4th floor. So it should be a fun time. I hope we get a lot of people signed up for that one too. And so then, like I said, the floaters, if you're on the call and you're a floater, just pay attention to all of it, because it could all be you at some point. So we appreciate that. And everyone, we really want to get great pictures from this event. We'll have some professional photographers as well, but I think if we get some good photos from people's phones too, we love that as well. So this elevator and staircase check, this is not our highest priority, but we are hopeful that people are not just sneaking up the stairwell and, you know, coming in, or sometimes you can actually get locked in the stairwell. So we just have a person that's going to be checking for name badges, just to make sure that they are there at the appropriate times. We know that people have spent really hard-earned money to be here, so we want to make sure it's a good experience for those that are there. So that's just really checking for badges and making sure no one's stuck in the staircase. This anime room, so that one is on the 3rd floor, where you're kind of just watching different animes. The biggest thing with that one is on the hour, we want to show the promo video for what we're raffling on. So we've got some amazing things that we're raffling off. So at every hour, it'll be about 3 episodes, then we'll show the video. So you just have to switch to the next tab, then come back to the anime shows, and those anime shows will run back to back. So you don't really have to click to the next one, but you just need to make sure something's playing in there at all times. And then the game room, this one, people are freely playing games, but the equipment is all rented. So we have to have someone in there at all times to make sure that no one's walking off with some of the equipment. So nobody has like back-to-back shifts. So we do ask that you're in there for the full 2 hours. Like if there's an emergency bathroom break, then call someone, call me, definitely. If a game stops working for whatever reason and you can't troubleshoot it, just tell the attendees to play something else. And if somebody walks by, or you can contact us, let us know, but we don't want you like leaving the space to get anyone, if that makes sense. And then last but not least is this movie snack, which is a really short section. But you can actually have free refills and popcorn throughout the movie. So we need somebody there just to make sure they're filling up the popcorn. Again, they'll bring the raffle ticket that they got from the merch table to the movie snack area. So you won't be handling money. You are just going to be filling up the snack packs as needed. So that is this full schedule. I know you can see the tabletop on the side, and they have their own separate training, so we don't really have to go over that. So I'll stop sharing my screen and answer any questions that you all have.
Yeah, I was wondering, is there going to be, can you use your debit card or credit card, or is there going to be like an ATM machine there?
So you can use it on Eventbrite. And Susan, did want to ask you that. Is there an ATM close or no?
I know where it is.
Okay. Where
There is an ATM, the closest one, because the bookstore is going to be closed. Technically, it would be the bookstore, but we can't use that one because it's closed. The closest one is at the entrance to the cafeteria.
The entrance to the cafeteria, Union?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
so that
the
will be
closest one.
Yeah, that'll be the closest one. If someone just has a credit card or doesn't want to walk there, understandably so, then they can use Eventbrite for merch and for getting into the con, but they may not have access to raffle tickets or some of the snack pack stuff.
Okay. And my other question is there a costume contest and a fashion contest?
Yes. So
Okay.
cosplay is the one where you look like a character, and then the fashion show is if you just have a really awesome
Outfit.
outfit that you want to show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not judging the fashion show. So if you're dressing up as an established character, but you don't, some people might want to dress up as an established character, but not get judged for it. Those people can walk in the fashion show. And if they have fashion, drag, if they're wearing a kimono, whatever it is, there's a group, actually, there was someone on the Discord who said, well, we all want to sign up and walk as a group. Go ahead, walk during the fashion show as a group. I have no problem with that. But yeah, that's the distinction between those two.
Thank you for that, Sarah. I think Rob, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just curious, with the registration table, will there periodically be someone to come to empty? I mean, I'm guessing there won't be a huge amount of cash used to pay for registration, but I just wanted to see and make sure that it's that's emptied, or see if it's going to be emptied from time to time, just so there's not a huge amount in the registration or at the registration booth.
Yeah, so we will have like cash boxes and secure. We have some staff that we have on that one. So that is a great point. I appreciate it. And we do plan to have professional staff to make sure that we're handling the money with care.
Sounds good. So they'll just, when taking registration, just use the cash boxes, and then those would be, the other individuals would handle taking that to where it needs to go and everything.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and Sarah, one of our attendees, are you able to talk them through how to join audio? I'm guessing they might have missed the prompt at the beginning.
Yeah, there should be on the bottom left of the screen a join audio button.
I don't know that they can hear. Can you type that through a little bit more?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Any other questions that we have?
Yeah, Averi, I'm sorry. I came 15 minutes late. I was looking at the Excel spreadsheet about the distribution of volunteering spot, but I didn't see my name. So I was just wondering exactly where my name will be on that spot.
Yes. Sorry. Who's speaking? Can you say who's speaking? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. It's Hajar El Jahrani.
Okay. Yes. So you're in the game room.
Okay, so I didn't see it on the Excel spreadsheet, so that's why. So the first Excel was only for like how can I say, like notes in attendance and getting cash and stuff like that. So there's going to be another spreadsheet for the game rooms.
No, so you were on the spreadsheet. Are you able to see? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I do.
So right here from 11 to 1 p.m. you're in the game room.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Were you able?
Were you the one who joined late, Hajar?
Yeah, I just joined 15 minutes late. Yeah. I was
Okay. And the thing to note about the game room is you don't want to leave to get anyone. you need to like text or call Avery if you need something.
Okay, so if I need anything from my volunteer peers, I need to text or call.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of equipment in there and we would really like to make sure that no one walks off with equipment. So just for the full 2 hours to stay in that area. And you will have my personal cell phone number if you have any questions.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Awesome. Kyle, you have a question or comment?
Yeah, just real quick. Hi, everyone. My name's Kyle Strohecker. I'm one of the committee members for CougarCon. Thanks again for volunteering and taking your time to come and support this. It's awesome that you guys are participating. I wanted to say, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, go ahead and do so. I made a volunteer tab in the Discord that's only accessible for people who opted into the volunteer role. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, feel free, like if it's an emergency, feel free to text Avery or call Avery. But as a group and a collective, I know I'm on the channel the whole time. If you need questions, that is a great resource for you guys. And second, we were not planning to have the free play game room open on Friday, but we talked to our sponsor who's supplying all the equipment, and they are hoping to get that room set up on Friday. So if anyone would like to volunteer on Friday from 4:30 to 8, those times are available. If not, no big deal. But if anyone is wanting to fill some spots, that would be great. And that's all I got. Thanks again, guys.
All right, thanks, Kyle. All right, any other questions? I put my name in the chat, but again, I will send a follow-up email. Kyle, if you want to put the Discord in here as well, that'd be helpful. And we'll put the Discord also in the email too. So that is another great space to ask questions.
I guess really the only question I have, which is probably already covered, is so what's the movie Friday night?
Sarah.
Yes, we're screening the anime movie Promare. If you've never heard of it, it's by Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger is known for Kill la Kill, and the director is also, Hiroyuki Imaishi is also very well known for the anime Gurren Lagann, if you know about that. In one of the, we're showing a hype video that night. If you're not a fan of either of those anime, one of the people in the hype video says, if you like Kill la Kill and you like Gurren Lagann, you'll probably like Promare. If you didn't like those, you'll probably still like Promare. It's a really fun, action-packed movie. And if for some reason you're volunteering that night and you want to watch the movie, if you want to watch the movie prior to the event, I was told that it's on HBO Max.
Cool. Good to know. Appreciate the info.
Avery?
Yes.
I'm sorry for asking. Will there be a lot of security like on the third floor since there's no registration? I mean, I was just wondering because you say some people will be without the badge. Without
Go ahead, Avery, sorry.
So the registration will actually be on the first floor, and then third floor and fourth floor, there will be, obviously all of us will be equipped and ready, but we do have 2 police officers too that will be there throughout the entirety of the event as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I know, I think, is it Devonte? I know you have a lot of questions, so the 2 of us will chat on here right after for sure. Susan, did you have a comment?
Okay, I can't get my audio to work on my computer, so I did just want to also give a shout out. I know that Sarah talked about the fact that we're going to be watching Promare, but we also have a really exciting premiere of an animated video, and I'm not going to tease it any more than that. That's about a 5-minute video being created by our own DEIS and a Columbus State student. So that's one of the parts that I'm most excited about. And I just wanted to piggyback on what Sarah and Avery and Kyle said, and that is to thank all of you for taking your time and volunteering to help make this inaugural event so great. I think you all are going to really have fun, even as volunteers. And again, we couldn't do this without you. So thank you so much.
Definitely. All right, well, I'm going to stop the recording.